Okay, so yeah, it's me again. I have been working on these workplace origins and probe results fields in an effort to make it a bit easier to sort of quickly set origins for the workspaces. This takes some ideas from the H series interface that was originally built on Duet Web Control, but is now defunct. So the idea is that you can just type quickly into these fields at the moment. So say for example I want to edit the G56 inputs. I can just type into this field. I can just do 14. If I hit enter, it sets. You can see with the little bar at the bottom that if I'm changing it, it's essentially like a loading bar. If I put an invalid value in there, it pops up a thing, and if I click on that, it shows invalid number, so that will work on phones and stuff like that as well. And if I put something in that's outside of the coordinates of the machine, it will also alert to say that it's outside the coordinates. So say for example I know what the coordinates need to be, I can just type them in. I can go 14, hit tab, 28 minus 17.5, and then I can either tab, or if you tab out of the field or you click out of the field, it sets it, or also if you press enter in the field, it sets it as well. So I can do that, and that enters it. If I then go back into the field and try and set it again, it won't do anything. So there's also this activate workplace button at the end, and that's just so you can switch quickly between workplaces. So you can see that there. And then this also has a reset workplace setting. So if I just click that, it just resets the workplace. So what I have with the probe results here, this doesn't actually do anything at the moment, it's just temporary values. What I would like to do is that when you run a probe cycle, it will push the probe results from that cycle into this list. It won't automatically set a workplace unless you basically unless you configure it to automatically set the workplace, but it will give you direct access to the probed coordinates in this list. Now I'm hoping that we can integrate this probe results setup and the workplace origins setup. So if you're trying to do something more complex, say for example if you're running different types of probe cycles against different surfaces, but you want the value, you want to use the value on the same coordinate. So say you probe 2 points on the x-axis using a single surface probe, but they're in different directions, and you want the 0 to be the middle point between those two coordinates. What I would like it to be possible to do is to send the value from here, so like send x to the selected workplace, but instead of just overwriting the value, to average it with the value that's already there. So if you wanted the middle point of x35 and x8, you would select the workplace that you wanted. You can see here this is actually selecting the workplace, but it's not changing the active workplace, it's just changing the target for any settings that are sent from one to the other. So if I wanted the average from 35 and 8, I would like send 35 and then send 8, and if I sent 8 it may prompt me to either overwrite it or to average it to give you the middle point of the two values. Whether or not this is useful I don't know, but there has been some questions from a small number of people about how to achieve things like that. It's usually in situations where they've machined off where the datum was originally on their part, so they're trying to set an origin from that. So yeah, I'm hoping that with some additions to the web interface, including the probe system up here, which still has the different probe settings in it. I've obviously broken it working on this stuff, but with the different probe settings up here, to make it a bit more of a visual process of setting probing results, I'm hoping it'll be a lot easier to and also more powerful to set the origins on the machine with this plugin. So yeah, hope that's a useful update, and catch you later.